VanCam. This is VanCam you waited for. Yeah. To be honest, Steve, you're boring me now. Step away from the vehicle. Wicked! VanCam is massive! Yeah? You having that? Thought so. How is everybody? Hope everybody is alright. My name's Kev Ashford and you're very welcome to the slowest growing Manchester United related van filmed shite talk channel in the history of YouTube channels. Hope everybody is well. Loads to get through this week, and yes, I will be giving you details of how to win a prize. The lovely people at Sony have obviously hooked onto VanCam and thought, this guy is going places. In fact, he's made it, so we'll give him some free stuff and he can give it away. So I'll give you details of that. It will be something to do with the Fantasy League table, so make sure you keep watching and I will let you know about that later on. First of all, the super chat last week was off the scale. Thanks to everybody that is now watching it live when it first premieres. Dave Birtwhistle, £2 in the pot beer token. Same with Patricia Conreen, which is actually David Conreen, but for some reason his YouTube's gone mad, so he used his mum's. So technically, I think that's his mum's money. So anyway, thanks to the Conreens, I'll just say. And James Arnold as well, another £2 in the pot, said Kev thoughts that Glazer interview. Yeah, the Glazers have been interviewed and they're giving all the shite talk that of course they're going to give us. Apparently we've been promised that they're going to spend money. You know, I don't dig that, man. It's not their money anyway. And the amount of money they've took out of the club, the worst thing that ever happened to United, in my opinion, was the Glazers taking over, or in most recent times. I mean, it's heartbreaking, man. These fuckwits taking money out of the club left, right and centre, and we have got left behind big time. Man City are just on another level now, and they will strengthen and strengthen. The fact that we haven't done that since the Glazers come in, yeah, people will say, Mourinho spent money though, Kev. I don't mean that now. That's like a short-term thing. I'm talking about the long haul. Even when Sir Alex Ferguson was there, that shit line, there's no value in the market. Fuck the value in the market. If you want the player, you've identified him, you think he's going to make your team better, go out, spend the dosh. The Glazers won't do that. Gobshites. Yeah, and other Manchester United related news is the speculation regarding Marcus Rashford, so I'll be interested to hear what everybody has to say about that. Apparently he's off to Real Madrid, if you believe the media. But is this just another shite story? Is it the fact that Man United get clicks, sell papers? Is that what it's all about? I can't believe for 1 minute that Rashford would want to leave United. Now, tell me if you think any differently. But he's a Mancunian, he's from Wythenshawe, he's born and bred a Red. Rashford is red. Why the fuck would he want to go to Real Madrid or leave Manchester United? Yeah, if he's got a problem with Mourinho, he's going to outlive Mourinho at Manchester United. So you just stay there, wouldn't you? He's 21 years old. I think people forget that sometimes. You know, the best of him is years off seeing the best of him, and he's still quality now. And that's the thing that gets me. All these ex-pros banging on and they're saying Rashford, he needs to leave for the good of his career. You know, he's playing for England, he's not playing that much for United and that. Nothing's mentioned about Phil Fodhead, I was going to call him, Foden, at Man City. You know, he's supposed to be a really good prospect, but nobody says, oh, I think Foden's going to have to leave Man City to get game time. No, because Guardiola's there, you know, he's in the right place, he needs to stay there. You know, yeah, well, we'll see how that one pans out. Leave Rashford alone. Not a chance I want him, you know, to be heading off to Real Madrid. The last player of this kind of stature was Cristiano Ronaldo, who had bags of talent. We sold him, he went there, and there's not many players that leave United and get better, but Ronaldo did it. The same will happen with Rashford. Surely Mourinho wouldn't be daft enough to sell him. As always, drop a like on the video, get involved in the comments, and if you are watching the live premiere, I'll be watching it live with you, so get an old message in there or whatever. Loads to get through this week, loads. I think first of all we might as well just delve straight into the weird and wonderful life of a man who used to have pubic hair on his head. Yes, that is Marwan Fellaini. Let's do Fellaini Watch. Some say that in 1999 he was arrested for inappropriately touching a horse, yeah? Some say that in 1999 he was arrested for inappropriately touching a horse. All that we know is he's called Fellaini. Great ball in, here's the big man! You bushy head! Long live the bush! All hail the bush! This is Fellaini Watch. It's the part of the show where we look at what that former Pume head. Long live the bush! Bring back the bush! This is Fellaini Watch. It's the part of the show where we look at what that former pubic-haired bastard has been at this week. And he doesn't disappoint. Last week, if things couldn't get any worse, the fact that the bush has been shaved and that he forgot that his birthday was actually the week after. He was a week ahead of himself, old Marwan. This week, Marwan Fellaini comes out with an absolute corker. I've taken this one from Sky Sports News, and the headline was, Fellaini basically says that Manchester United are not that far off Man City. Yeah, we're not that far off. Not that far. We're 12 points off, to be exact, if you want to start talking like that, Marwan. And you played in that derby the other weekend at the Etihad. At the Etihad. Oh, it's a low blow. It's 2 points. It's a point off. Forget it. He played in that match at the Etihad where he was... David Silva, Bernardo Silva, they were all just taking the piss. City, and it pains me to say it, are on another level. Now, I don't know whether Marwan's trying to, you know, gain a few brownie points off the fans, you know. Yeah, well said, Marwan, we're not that far behind. Come on, take the red tinted specs off. We're 12 points behind after 12 games. It's not good enough, and we're well far off. In fact, we're going to be even further off if we persist with playing this former bushy-haired clown in the centre of the park. Not that far off City. Well, from what I seen the other week, and if things carry on the way they are, we are years behind. We're years behind, and I'll tell you why. It's decisions like selling Cristiano Ronaldo and replacing him with Antonio Valencia and bringing in Michael Owen on a free transfer. That's where it all went wrong when the Glazers took over. I'm going off on one here, but that's your dose of Fellaini Watch anyway. Now I've got to get this gaffer tape off me head. Things I do for you lot, eh? And Fellaini Watch. Bring back the bush, hashtag. Because I want that back on me head, not this. Like a right tit. Look at the bush swinging like a big pair of hairy bollocks. That was Fellaini Watch, done and dusted for another week. And sorry to go off on one slightly, but the thing with the Man City game, the derby, I don't know how you lot feel, but I mean, it really just hit home how far behind we have fallen. And a lot of people were saying about Pogba, you know, Pogba was out, this, that. Would he have made much of a difference? Maybe a little bit of a difference, but we are not a one-man team. And if anything, to show how far behind we've fallen, the strength and depth of City's squad, it's embarrassing from our side because of how strong it is. Their best player, arguably, is Kevin De Bruyne. Now, he didn't play, and he's still yet to come back. Ah! It's a frightening thought, it really is. And that shows the strength and depth that Man City have got. Happy times! Anyway, next, we're going to go into the big VanCam debate. Last week, it was on Marwan Fellaini's new haircut, so I'll give you the result of that. And as always, get commenting and make sure to drop a bastard like on the video because it really gets Kev excited. This is what my life's become. It's all about the likes, the shares and the subscribers. I'm only joking. There's more to life than that. Yeah, the big VanCam debate coming up.
The big VanCam debate.
Okay, this is the big VanCam debate. I will try my hardest really to get through this really quickly. Last week's it was on Marwan Fellaini and the groundbreaking exclusive that he'd actually shaved the bush. The thing with that was the question. It was hair looks lush. That's the new one now, you know, like as he's had it all cut. Hair looks lush or bring back the bush. I can now confirm that 76% of the VanCam community and viewers said, bring back the bush! That's exactly what they said. So, not that many people, well, still some people are digging, saying that his hair looks lush. But come on, we need the bush back. This week it's a really quick one, and it is touching back on Marcus Rashford. These stories about him wanting away and all that. My question to you is, would you sell Marcus Rashford? Now look at this either way. It could free up funds. I mean, if you're going to sell him between 50 and 100 million, there might be somebody else that you've got your eye on, somebody that you think we could use them funds to bring somebody in. Or, like me, do you say not a chance? You say Marcus Rashford is the future of this club. And if anything, Mourinho and the next manager that comes in, they should be looking at basically building a Manchester United side around Marcus Rashford, because if he keeps himself in shape, which he's not going to be like Rooney where he comes back after a week in Perfili or whatever pre-season, you know, and he's had like 400 pints of Guinness and been eating kebabs and he's overweight. Marcus Rashford keeps himself, you know, trim, man. He's got the guns like me. So yeah, the question this week is, would you let Marcus Rashford go? Now, I suspect a few people who don't support United might sabotage it and say, yeah, let him go. But obviously, I'm more intrigued to know what the actual Man United fans think and what you would do as the United manager. So there's the big VanCam debate. And what's that? 2 minutes it took me. I've done and dusted it. Oh, yeah.
The big VanCam debate.
There's your dose of the big VanCam debate for this week. Make sure you get involved, click the eye. You know the script if you watch it every week. If you're new, then just welcome aboard the slowest growing YouTube channel in the history of Man United, van-related, shite talk channels, yeah. Right, next up, we might as well just flirt straight into CockStroker of the week. Let's see who's been a bad bellend this week. There's plenty of nominations. No, there's not. What am I lying for? There's 2 this week. Let's run that shit.
The CockStroker of the week.
Welcome to CockStroker of the week. This week we have a top 2. So coming in straight at number 2, and a big thanks to Dave Birtwistle, VanCam regular, who nominated this guy. Now this clip has kind of gone viral. There's some right fuckery going on this video, but it's basically some guy that's filmed Ross Barkley and Dele Alli in the Midland or some fancy hotel. Anyway, listen to the commentary over it and then make your own mind up, and I'll get back to you in a minute.
Look, Ross Barkley and Dele Alli look acting like a pair of cunts in here, look. Embarrassing, absolutely embarrassing. Look, I'm pissed as anything. Look at him, look. Dele Alli telling everyone he spent 40 grand in here. Ross Barkley threatening to break people's noses. Embarrassment. These are England players, look at them, look. Absolute disgrace. Look, it's 5 o'clock in the morning in the Radisson in Mayfair. Look at them. Starting arguments. These are England players, look. These are role models.
Yeah, absolute disgrace, eh? Legless. Fuck, I don't know where these people are. Obviously he's tried selling his story to make a bit of dough, but to me, I mean, he's like, oh, they've been on a night out, this, that, the legless. You all come out with me on a Friday and a Saturday night, man, and that is legless. You literally have to crawl home. So this dickhead's in at number 2. And number 1 this week, CockStroker of the week, goes to West Ham United. I know it's harsh, you know, we can't just give it a football club. I'm giving it them for the reason that they are looking to bring in Samir Nasri, who I don't like, apart from the fact he looks like a lesbian and he's really annoying. He's got a really annoying face. But he has not played football for 18 months due to a doping suspension. And now Pellegrini's thought, yeah, we'll bring him in. 80 grand a week he's going to get. It's unbelievable, man. The guy's off his tits on drugs. Gets put out the game for 18 months. And then a lifeline. Come in, we'll give you 80 grand a week. West Ham are embarrassing, man. If anything, what they're doing there at West Ham, it's just like a retirement ground for has-been footballers. Joe Hart was there recently, you know, Patrice Evra, Zabaleta, Jack Wilshere even, you know, he's always injured. Why would you want him? And now, Samir Nasri on an 8-month contract, 80 bastard grand a week. Football's dead to me. So West Ham are number 1 for this week.
CockStroker of the week.
Okie dokie, so that was CockStroker of the week. Do you agree? A West Ham turning into some kind of place where washed up has-beens are turning up? I cannot get my head round Samir Nasri. I don't know. Anyway, next we're going to go straight into the Fantasy Football VanCam League update. Everybody needs to know how the league table even is shaping up. So let's have a look, because we've not had a look in a while. I'll do this really quickly, because if you're not involved in the VanCam Fantasy Football League, then what the hell's up with you? No, but on a serious note, obviously, if you're not in it, then it's of no interest to you. But to everyone that's in it, there's 40 odd people in it. Let's, you know, take a look at it now. As promised, I did say that I would update or give you an update on the VanCam Fantasy Football League. I haven't done it for a while, but I thought now that it's taking shape and the real champions are at the top and I'm pissing about in 10th place. I can't believe it. I was well up there at the start of it, man. But in top spot, and has been for a while, is Keely Johnson on 740 points, which is pretty goddamn impressive. So fair play to you, sister. Lee Clarkson in 2nd and Martin Cox in 3rd place. Dave Birtwistle, who is an absolute VanCam legend himself, is lurking around in 7th place. I did say it to him ages ago, actually. You know, it's a marathon, it's not a sprint. It is true, I need to up my game. So if you want to let me know what changes you're going to do in your fantasy league this weekend, then let me know, because Christ knows I need a shitload of help, because I've really dropped off. It's always good banter to look at who's at the bottom of the league, and guess who that goes to? Adrian Smith. He's on 453 points. Lee Davis, another VanCam regular, he's 2nd bottom. So the table is really taking shape at the moment. And I did mention the other week, it's not gone unnoticed, a few people said, Kev, you said last week that there's going to be a prize giveaway. Now, what I have decided, the great people at Sony have hooked me up big time. In fact, they got in touch the other week. They said, listen, Kev, we know you're a YouTube celebrity now. You know, you've got the 2,000 subscribers. You're pulling in an average of 700 views per video. You know, we want to give you something to put out to, you know, them 700 people that are watching, because, you know, their name gets put out. Basically, they said, we'll scratch your back, you know, and I scratch their back, you know. Oh, lower, yeah, that's it. Anyway, the piece of cutting edge technology that they've sent through is mind-blowing. What I'm going to do is give it away to the person who wins the VanCam Fantasy League. Like I say, wait until you see this thing. It's cutting edge technology at its best. Are you ready for this? I know everyone's thinking, Kev, he's going to be taking the piss here, but Sony have hooked me up. And to prove it, it does say Sony on the top somewhere. It's a VCR recorder. Do you know, this is actually going to really inspire me, because I want this in my life. So I'm going to really make decent changes. But if we're looking at it, it's the Smart Engine model. It's a Video Plus PDC video set record. So look, you can stop, play, rewind and fast forward. We all need that in our lives. There's a record button, pause, you can flip through your programs, and there's an ejector button. Who wants that in their lives? If anything, this should be inspiration for the lot of you to actually make decent changes and now start taking the VanCam Fantasy League much more seriously than you have been. That's motivation, because I want that in my life. So obviously I'm going to try and win it now. Do you want it? Go for it. Finally managed to fit in the VanCam Fantasy League football update. And if you want this bad boy in your life, just make sure that you start making them changes correctly. As always, who's this? Don't know. Anyway, next up, we're going to end with your comments. Chance for you lot to have your say. So let's get straight into that now. Check this yourself before you rock yourself. Ow! Bit of MJ there from Bo Selector. Why not? This is your comments. Chance for you shower bastards to have your say. So make sure you drop a comment in the comment section, of course. Where am I going? Alex Rudd said, imagine Fellaini started playing like Messi. That has to be one of the comments of the week. Yeah, imagine that. Yeah. Hey, if it did happen, then you just wake up and it's all been a dream. Robert Ingram said, does this mean you're going to shave your head too, Kev lad? Lol. Not a chance. Just because the bush has gone doesn't mean that I'm going to start affecting my, you know, handsome looks. I'd look, you know, not great with short hair, I wouldn't have thought. Dr. Chunky Biscuit coming with a right one here. He said, I wonder if the channel isn't growing rapidly because you don't really talk about United as such. I'm always talking about United, Mr. Biscuit. You're more into having a laugh and taking the piss. Not that there's anything wrong in what you do, as I watch you from day one, but was just wondering. I don't mind throwing this out. I like constructive criticism, and hopefully everybody else let Mr. Biscuit know what you think as well. It could be a girl, actually. It's just a doctor, isn't it? Maybe if you concentrated on United topics, a bit like United Stand and Full-Time Devils, you might grow faster. Just a thought. Just add another thought. It could be because you only do one show a week, so try to get me to do more shows as well. I've always prided myself on putting a lot of effort into the one thing that I do each week, but I do realise that, you know, the masses, well, one person, you know, a few more videos might not go amiss. So watch this space. You know, Kev's going to change. I'll roll with the time. Down with the kids and all that shit. The puff pastry hangman, all do with Fellaini, these ones said. As a gentleman of a certain age, I've always preferred the bush. Must be a 70s kid, eh? I don't know, actually. We all know what he's on about, though. Not that bush up there, right? Well, seen a few like that in my time, and I'm an 80s kid. Rubito Blondie said, it's a Casio, lol. Laughed my ass off at that. Haha, what a legend. It's true, man. It's a Casio. People keep saying this Kev's raking it in through the super chat. He's getting about £4 a video. You know, he'll be wearing Rolexes next. It won't change me. You know, these super chat payments will not affect Kev. Still the same guy, I'm just Kevin from the block. Adrian Smith said, hey Kev, you read this? Scientists prove... Nope, not got that one. Right, that is the end of this week's VanCam. Thank you everybody if you've watched live premiere and all that. Even if you've not and you've just watched, it is Crystal Palace this weekend. This is the team that Eric Cantona jumped in the crowd and attacked someone just because they were being a hooligan. Alan Pardew, that's anytime you enter Crystal Palace you can't not but help and laugh when Alan Pardew did that stupid dance at Wembley. Anyway, that is it, because I've tried to get through so much this week. Make sure you have a great weekend. Kev is at Old Trafford for the game tomorrow. Oh yes I am. I'll be bowling down there going, come on United, because I'm a top red. That's why I'm there. I'm watching the boys, you know what I mean? I'm not watching it on some dodgy stream. Down with that stream shit, yeah. Probably will be next week, because I won't be going. Anyway, come on, United! Let's get this season back on track, man. Thanks for watching. I said your love